welcome, welcome, welcome. It is Thursday night. Welcome to the Cantina Happy Hour. Glad you joined us. Pull up a stool, have a drink, and let's talk about some Star Wars. I am your host, David. With me, as always, is my co-host, Debbie. Debbie, how are you this evening?
I was okay until about an hour ago, and then my throat started hurting, and now my body is all achy. So I don't know what the hell's going on.
You know what? I don't even want to hear it because last time you got sick, you got me sick. So you sent me your virus over my computer, and I don't know how you did it, but you're some kind of sorceress or something.
Well, I took some naproxen to take away the body aches, and then about midway through the show, I'll take some NyQuil, so hopefully I can head it off. It sucks because I have a doctor's appointment tomorrow, so great.
Yeah. With us also tonight is Mr. John Tully from the War of the Stars podcast right here on Feast of Fandoms. Sir, how are you this evening?
I am doing good. Just put the little one to bed and are ready to talk some Star Wars.
Lovely, 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 lovely. Andrew and Cam. Andrew will be along shortly. He is running a bit behind this evening. Cam is not going to be with us tonight, unfortunately, and that's okay. Everybody needs a night off every once in a while. So, heck, even I take the night off every once in a while. Well, what have we got tonight, kids? We had Skeleton Crew.
We did.
Premiere, the 2 hour, I want to say 2 hour, 2 episode premiere. Monday night. Debbie, I know I told you on Monday night on MCU Mondays, I said I'm probably going to wait till Tuesday. Guess who's got 2 thumbs and stayed up on Monday night and watched both episodes?
I did too. I watched it right after the show.
Right after the show. I got done and I turned it on and I was like, it's only 49 minutes. Maybe I'll just watch the first episode. And then I got done with it and I was like, oh, that was pretty good. Maybe I better watch the second episode too. So, yeah, I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry. I enjoyed it. So far as I can tell, it's been getting fairly decent reviews. I have not heard much negative about it.
I've heard a few things here and there, but
yeah,
the majority like it. They really like it.
I think a lot of people have a problem with the what you call it, the suburbia in Star Wars. Is that a good way to put it?
I don't know why that's a problem. Not every planet is the same. I don't get it.
Yeah.
People just bitch to be bitching.
I thought it was fun.
I thought it was fun too. Again, I had a problem with it, and it was one of the child actors. It wasn't all of them. In fact, the 2 boys, the little elephant kid, and I love that elephant kid,
Neil.
I thought he was great.
Yes,
he's adorable.
I know, right? That's a lovely little marketing.
I can guarantee that's gonna be the next little plushie.
Oh yeah. It's a everybody's gonna want a Neil plushie. I'll take one. I want one. So Disney execs at Disney, if you're watching, and we know you do sometimes, we need a Neil plushie. Just to throw it out there.
Yeah.
But what was I don't have my thing up, so I can't even look. The girl, not the one. Yeah, not the one with the glasses. I had an issue with her because she was trying to. I think it kind of made sense toward the end of the second episode, but she's putting on this tough guy exterior, this we'll be ready to race, and just the way she was delivering her lines, I was like,
she's a tomboy.
I'm not pulling it off. It was like she wasn't pulling it off. It was like, what are you doing? You sound cardboard is a good way to put it. You sound like you're acting in a high school. Well, hold on, Debbie, you're getting there.
Totally disagree.
Hold on. Just wait and let me finish. So, but then toward the end of the second episode, when she is yelling at the droid, why did you bring us to a pirate spaceport full, or why did you bring us to a spaceport full of pirates? Because we are pirates. We're not pirates. That was the inflection on her voice changed with that line, where it was almost like she had been putting on this front just to have it up, and then when she was actually put into a situation to where it's life or death, for lack of a better word, it all of a sudden became an issue, and she broke out of that facade that she had on.
Yeah.
So I think as of right now, it's working. I'm fine. After
so what do you think,
that was on the second viewing. So
what do you think the chances are that her and the little boy actually, like, you find out that they got like some sort of crush on each other and they end up?
I'm gonna say
I think I don't know. To me, it seems like it's going that way. I think at least you'll find out that they got like a crush.
If you
each other, or like,
I think he's too young because she's the older one of the bunch.
I think he's too young too. I think maybe if it goes into like in a second and third season, maybe you could start developing that. But as the kids get a little bit older, and we don't even know. I mean, this season may end with them actually getting back home, or we could be looking at a like a Lost in Space scenario to where it's going, okay, well, if it does well, we'll do multiple seasons, and they're always trying to find their way home.
I described this to my friends as I said, this is if E.T., The Goonies, and Flight of the Navigator had a baby and it was set in the Star Wars universe. I mean, okay. One thing that I love that they did, and I think good science fiction can do this, really good science fiction can do this with the setting, is it looked familiar yet different.
And I'm going to agree with you 100%. And I think that is what, and I have mentioned this many, many times before with the sequel trilogy. Not everything that Disney's done, but with the sequel trilogy. In the original trilogy and in the prequel trilogy, and Susan is on. She says, age did not matter in episode 1. He was 9 and she was 14. So
we don't really know the ages of these kids yet.
Yeah,
I would say somewhere 10 to maybe 12 tops, but I would say 10 is probably a good round number. 8 to 10 maybe.
Yeah.
But anyway, so the sequel trilogy, it was hard to relate to that one because you saw a whole bunch of aliens and things that were new. We had never seen these before in Star Wars, and it didn't feel like, to me anyway, it didn't feel like we were in the Star Wars universe. You jump into Rogue One and Mandalorian, and all of a sudden you see Rhodians, you see Twi'leks, you see, you see these aliens that have populated the Star Wars universe for so long, and it feels like our universe. And this has done that. I mean, they weren't all over the place, but there were aliens there and things there to where I mean, even the the new captain of the pirate ship, the Wolfman. I mean, that was like original. That was an original trilogy, like pre-special edition original trilogy.
Well,
in the Cantina.
Yeah. Oh, I was talking more about just how, like, the houses look like. Oh yeah, this looks familiar. This looks like any other neighborhood on Earth. But then you look at the houses and they're just slightly different. Like the stairs look just slightly different. So it's like, yeah, I could see a person living here. I could see like this being like a typical suburban neighborhood. But then you're like, wait a minute, the roof on that house is slightly different. The stairs look slightly different. So it looked familiar. It looked like a neighborhood on Earth, but yet new and different. And
Right.
it looked like what if you were to go back to the 80s and ask a kid in the 80s, what are houses in the future going to look like? This is what they would do.
Yeah. Yeah. And in fact, honestly, the thought that kept rushing through my mind when he runs across there and the Ithorian, again, another alien we've seen in Star Wars before,
Mhm.
she's walking her dog or whatever, and he barks
Frog
at him.
dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only and on both viewings, the only thing that popped through my mind, and I don't know why, was that scene in Guardians of the Galaxy 3, where they were on Second Earth. And you had
Yeah.
all the weird. You had the houses and stuff, and it's suburbia, but you got the weird creatures that populate it. And I
Yeah.
was like, "Wow, okay,
Did you guys notice that the three little the little brothers of Neil's little brothers, what they were watching
yes,
Mhm.
Uh,
Holiday special.
holiday
from the
special,
holiday special?
throwback to the holiday special." Did
I
y'all
was
just?
like, it's canon.
Yeah, I love that. I love that they mix that in too, just because
Yes.
it's like, oh wow, okay.
Small
And
little
I saw that and I
details
was like,
that only we will get. Only like the hardcore fans. Most people who watch it will be like, oh, that's kind of odd. But we're like, the hardcore nerds like us are just like, oh my gosh.
and what's so bad is that I watch the holiday, and I know I shouldn't, but it's part of my holiday viewing every year. And I watch the holidays, and I had literally just recently watched the holiday special, and so I had seen that, and I was like, "Oh, I know exactly what that is. I
Yeah.
just watched
To-
this."
Not to cross streams, but to quote Captain America, I understand that reference.
Yeah, I got that reference. I knew that one. The flying monkeys. Oh, I knew that one. So
Oh,
yes, the holiday special was mentioned, and it
yeah.
was beautiful.
I like the fact that for me, like I said at the beginning, that was fun. That it didn't seem like they were trying to push anything. There's nothing like overarching, story. That it's just like a fun adventure, which I think that's how Star Wars works best. It's just like these kids are lost in space. Go. There's a little bit of mystery concerning the planet, the fact that nobody knows where it is, and I have a theory about that.
Well, and I think it was kind of hinted at in the not hinted at necessarily as so much as thrown in your face, probably, that about the whereabouts of it. I mean, I'm thinking we're probably dealing with a planet that has not been touched since the Old Republic. Maybe
Yeah, well, the fact that their credits, they're using Old Republic credits.
Old Republic credits. I mean, that's a
Yeah.
big thing. All of the pirates are they know of this place, but it's just a legend at this point. It doesn't really exist.
Yeah.
And so it's been a long time. And I'm kind of thinking. Plus, you've got an idea with they had the mom of the one girl, and she was there at the school talking, and she said something like, you got to find out where we are in our great work, in the great work of things.
Mhm.
And I was looking at that going, okay, the great work, and then we're dealing with, we can't fly beyond the barrier was a big one. There was another reference, and I can't remember what it was, but anyway, but she said the Republic. She didn't say the New Republic.
Yes.
She just said the
Just
Republic.
The Republic, yeah.
But also, I'm looking at it, and I'm going, okay, so maybe we've got like a village situation going on, an M. Night Shyamalan village kind of thing, to where we're trying to create the perfect society, and we've closed ourselves off from everybody in the galaxy, and we're just creating this utopia of sorts.
Well, could it be?
Well, and it's also referred to as the eternal planet of eternal treasure in the Lost Planet. That was mentioned in episode 2 by I think she was a club dancer.
Right.
Yeah.
When she was talking to the girls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm wondering if it could be a planet lost in time.
I don't, like I said, I don't know necessarily lost in time, but I'm
Maybe not literally lost in time, but because they've been cut off, they're not aware of what's going on in the
and
greater galaxy.
and if they did that, and God help me, I know I've still got it. I'm going to embarrass myself. Back in high school, after reading the Zahn trilogy, I decided I was going to attempt to write some fan fiction. And the fan fiction that I wrote was along the lines of Coruscant being attacked, Luke rushing back to help Leia defend Coruscant, and him coming across this planet that was lost in time. And they were still thinking that they were living in the Republic with Jedi Knights still protecting the galaxy and stuff like that. I didn't get very far, like maybe a chapter in, but even still, I was like, oh my God, if that's exactly what's going on here, somebody stole my idea and I'm going to be pissed. That's why I got to go find that. I'm sure I've still got it somewhere, but I have to go dig it out. But even still, I was like, oh, somebody took my idea. And I wrote that back in the mid 90s, early 90s.
Well, I don't know if there's any connection, but in the New Republic books, the Nile who hate the Jedi, they don't think they should be using the Force. They have a thing called, I think it was called the barrier, and it prevented anybody coming into a certain sector of space. So I don't know if that's the same thing or not. And then there is a character called Lena. I think she's a chancellor type person in the High Republic book. And she talks of the great work or the great works. So I don't know if there's a connection between that, because there's, I mean, so many years between, the High Republic and what we're in now, 10 years after.
Well, that would be something if this is a planet that has been cut off, that cut itself off for whatever reason during the time of the High Republic.
Well, and two,
because that would mean they would be,
you think too, like you said, Debbie, with the Nile, and they didn't want the Jedi. How many people he was actively searching? Oh, I think it could be a Jedi temple. I think it's a lost Jedi temple. Blah 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 blah. And they were like, no. You need to abandon these ideals. You need to stop thinking about this. I mean, it seemed like he was put down at every chance, other than his friends. I mean, obviously, but it was almost like, we want to avoid this talk of the Jedi. We don't need them here.
See, I didn't get that. I just got that this is a society that is very ordered, and you have, there's no free thought. You have your role in society. This is your role, and I didn't feel like there was a hello.
Hey,
Andrew has joined us.
Better late than never, right?
Yeah. But I didn't feel like there was a sort of anti-Jedi sentiment there or anything like that.
He's got toys. He's got a Jedi and a Sith, so it's not like it's forbidden. And he's got the tablet with all the
stories,
whether they're supposed to be make-believe or whatever. But for me, I mean, this whole show has brought back so many memories of things I did as a kid. Just role playing and playing with your doll, or they weren't dolls, they were figurines, but
action figures,
whatever. But they didn't have moving arms or anything.
It was like they were
play lightsaber, and I mean,
what kid didn't do that?
Or sitting, and this one got me too. He sat at the bar and he poured cereal with the blue milk and everything. He poured his little bowl of cereal, and he's sitting there eating his bowl of cereal, and his dad comes and puts money down, and he just kind of, it's just there. He just kind of looks at it, but he keeps eating his cereal, and he's flying his ship around and eating his cereal.
Well, that blue milk didn't look right.
Yeah, it looks more like teal.
Yeah, it was
Okay.
green
It
milk.
looked more like the milk that Luke
Yes.
was
Oh,
drinking
oh,
off of the
in The Last
animal.
Jedi.
Yeah.
I thought the same thing. Yeah.
Okay.
Because I was
fine.
like, ew, that looks gross.
Debbie's like, in my experience of drinking, that did not look right.
Not that blue milk looks right either, but you know what? That's
But at least it's a pleasant color. This was not a pleasant color.
so.
True.
But I mean, yeah, just stuff like that too. That all we really needed was him plopping down at some point and watching cartoons on Saturday morning, and
Mhm.
it would have been like great.
Yeah.
But yeah, running off into the woods to have an adventure and go exploring, and
Yeah. For
Boy, do I
me,
have a story.
yeah.
My daughter knows them.
As an 80s baby, it brought back so many nostalgia moments for me.
oh yeah,
Like I
Oh,
said,
yeah.
Goonies,
Yeah.
just any of those like type of movies during that time, which the kids getting in trouble. And I watched it with my daughter, and my wife mentioned that adventure always means trouble. Not that that's a bad thing, but adventure always means trouble.
yeah.
Well, I mean, you could throw Stranger Things in there too.
Yes, Stranger
Yeah.
Things. Yeah,
I
Like
would
I
have.
said,
I would even go
Yeah.
so far as to put Stand By Me in there a little bit as well.
Yes, I thought I was going to say the
Mhm.
same thing. Stand By Me, Flight of the Navigator, Space Camp. If anybody remembers that old TV
Oh
show,
gosh, that's an old one.
yeah.
That's it's not old. It's not that old. They had
Or-
they had a McDonald's Happy Meal done about it, so it's not that. It's not that old.
It's that old.
No,
We're
it's-
that old.
I do remember that. That was a great movie. We got to put
Yeah.
that one. We got to talk to Cam about that one too. Did you ever see that
What?
Space Camp?
It
With-
does not sound familiar. Of course, I
with,
haven't seen Flight of the Navigator either. So
Oh my God! Go watch.
at
Flight
least
of the
I don't
Navigator.
think I have.
It's on Disney Plus. Go watch Flight of the Navigator. It's great. It's amazing.
Yeah.
No, Space Camp had, and I can't think of her name right now, from Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom.
Kate Capshaw.
Kate Capshaw. Thank you.
Yeah.
She was in that one. So, and it had a Star Wars reference in it too. So we can get away with. In fact, it had one of the great Star Wars references in it that was just amazing. So when the kid was trying to get the oxygen tanks off the thing, and he's like, I can't do it, and then the one guy was like on the radio, Luke, use the Force, Luke. Nice. So good.
Yes.
But anyway, yeah, I like the way that they and we do this. We hear this a lot too. There was a lot of nostalgia without a whole lot of member berries.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big thing right now with Star Wars. Oh, the only way they can make good Star Wars is if they make member berries, and it's like, this is kind of not the member berries thing. This is a whole new take. Plus, let's face it, it's got pirates in it. It's Star Wars pirates.
Exactly.
We're screaming for Hondo right now. We need Hondo.
Even the Jedi stories that Wim is reading, they're not. There's no familiar names in there.
No.
Mhm.
No.
Did y'all see the holiday special reference? When
Yes, we discussed
Yeah,
it ad
we just talked
nauseam.
about that.
okay,
See what happens when you're late.
Kept
You miss
coming
things.
late.
Yeah.
that wasn't my fault. Okay,
Andrew's mom, why did you make him late?
she wanted to go out to eat, but it was kind of a last minute decision.
Uh-huh.
And I went, oh well, I'm not going to complain.
Yeah, it's a free meal. I wouldn't either.
Yeah.
Chick-fil-A too, so it's good.
Oh, God's chicken.
Yeah.
Never had it.
You never had Chick-fil-A?
What?
Debbie, go eat Chick-fil-A. And
We go
in fact,
once a week.
Go through the drive-through, get Chick-fil-A, and then come home and watch Flight of the Navigator.
We don't have Chick-fil-A around here.
What?
We just recently got a Popeyes.
Where do you live? Literally in the middle of nowhere. I thought I lived in the middle of nowhere.
I thought they were as populous as like McDonald's now.
Wow.
I told you guys, I live in a very small
You're
town.
like Radiator Springs. Jeez, that's where you live.
I live in a small town too, but
Exactly.
I mean, we don't have a Chick-fil-A here, but we have one within 30 minutes.
That's same here. Ours is 30 minutes away.
Yeah, I'm not driving 30 minutes for chicken.
I got one like 5 minutes away, so I'm not even worried about it.
Now, if you're talking steak, I might be willing to drive 30 minutes for a steak. Because the only place
Steakhouse, there you go.
The only place I can get a steak around here is Applebee's, and I'm not really sure that counts.
No. But Applebee's, if you want to sponsor us, we will accept it. So.
We will not turn it down.
Applebee's is amazing.
We love Applebee's.
Applebee's, yeah.
Yeah, I'd have to drive probably at least more than a half hour, probably about 45 minutes to get to a Texas Roadhouse or Logan Steakhouse.
Yeah.
Oh, Logan.
We have a steakhouse that's about a really good one that's probably about an hour. It's just across the border in Indiana. That's really good.
Indiana here.
Yeah. She's close. So anyway, the robot pirate.
I love him.
I know, right?
Mm-hmm.
Peter Pan.
He has a rat. There's a rat coming out of his eye every 2 seconds.
Oh.
No. The Peter Pan. Go watch it again. He's got a peg leg. He has got a peg friggin' leg.
Yeah.
He's got one leg that doesn't have a foot on it. He walks like he's got a peg leg. He's great.
He's Smee.
And you see the name too, right? You see the name, right? SM33.
Yeah.
Smee.
Yeah. Smee. Yeah.
Yeah, Hook's lackey.
Hook's,
I guess.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hook's lackey. Yeah.
I just rewatched Hook not too long ago. Actually, that's a good movie. I don't care what people say.
Yeah.
It's good.
Underrated.
Yeah,
definitely.
It's not Spielberg's best, but it's still good.
And it had George Lucas in it too, and Carrie.
That's right.
Fisher.
Yeah.
So, but
what if she was like, "You kiss like my brother"?
Also, too, I don't know if you caught this, and I know people online have been giving it away. The very beginning, the pirate leader at the very beginning. Okay, I'm gonna call it that's Jude Law.
Yes, it is.
Just because
I thought the same thing.
It's like blatantly obvious.
Mm-hmm.
But if you'll notice that the top part of his helmet was a 3-corner pirate style hat. It was a three-point thing. Except, I mean, it was upside down, but it was still. I was like, I on the second viewing, I looked at it and I was like, oh, he's kind of got a pirate hat there. Plus, I'm throwing it out there because I'm spitballing here and I haven't watched it in a while. His mask and his helmet looked an awful lot like the pirate in the what is it? The Young Jedi Knights. The
Young Jedi Adventures.
Young Jedi Adventures. Yeah. So their main antagonist is a pirate, and he has a mask very similar to what this
I've seen the Winter Time. Yeah, I've seen the pictures. Yeah.
Let me see if I can find a picture.
Well,
I'm not gonna admit I watched that show.
No. I'm not saying that that's who that is, because that's High Republic and this is well after. But I found it amusing that the helmet's somewhat matched. So
even the boys find pirate hats.
Yeah.
As they're in hyperspace.
Oh, I love Neil, by the way. Neil's great.
Yes. Neil must be protected at all costs. I will take a bullet for him.
Same here. Well, I've only seen him in 2 episodes and I'm already, like I would jump in front of him. Yeah. I'd push you out of, I would take,
Did we recognize the pirate from Mando?
Yes. He was somebody said his name and for the life of me, I can't remember.
Vane.
Oh,
sure.
Maybe his helmet doesn't look like it. Maybe I was wrong. I was reminded of it, but the pirate in Young Jedi Adventures has a helmet similar, but it's not anywhere close, really. But I was excited about it. It made me happy.
David's like, Debbie, you're gonna have to edit out the last 5 minutes.
Yeah, just ignore what I said about that. Now his hat was the 3-corner hat, so
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and keep that part. But
there will be one of those like when there's technical difficulties, that screen,
yeah,
like when you're watching cable or something.
But and then we had another. I can't remember the name of the speed Rees from Jabba's palace. We had another one of those.
Yeah.
But did you catch again? Pirates. He was missing one of his eyes, and he had an eye patch on.
Mm-hmm.
So he only had 2 of the 3 eyes, and I was like, "Oh, so clever!"
Well,
God bless you, Dave Filoni.
Well, I was gonna say, I know when I watched that creators roundtable that they did a couple weeks ago, John Watts talked about how he and a lot of the other directors went back and watched like pirate series from like the 20s and 30s to really nail down mannerisms, costumes, what they, and you see it on screen, like you really do. I mean, they really did a good job of, even though they're space pirates, they feel like you're watching a pirate show. Like you're, so.
Well, even the droid kind of talked like a pirate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we were just talking about 80s, movies. It's like pirate, nostalgia movies. Well, you also got a little bit of, Treasure Island going on there.
Yeah.
Because we don't
know Pirates of the Caribbean.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And the Treasure Island,
Caribbean, however you say it.
We live on a planet that's like this. What did you say, Debbie? Some wonderful treasure hold or whatever. And nobody
planet
knows
of eternal treasure.
Yeah.
Planet.
Yeah.
But nobody knows where it is. So
it's a myth.
It's a myth. It's a legend.
Exactly.
It's like Treasure Island. Where did Flint bury his treasure? So it's
I think they must have some kind of. I mean, I know they call it the barrier, but when they were first leaving the planet, you could see little red dots.
Like a green. Oh yeah.
Well, there was green swirls, but there were also little red dots, like a grid of some sort that maybe they're using some kind of hologram to kind of, if people do come across the planet, it looks like it's too hostile or something, or maybe it's just to hide them. I don't know.
Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and again, the SME SM33, he was also again he had one eye that was blacked out. So again, you've got the whole eye patch pirate thing, and if anybody has watched this show or MCU Mondays for any length of time, they'll know that I've been on a pirate kick lately. So this show is falling exactly where I need it to fall, because now it's Star Wars and it's pirates, and it's like, wah! You're touching both nerves.
Best of both worlds.
In a good way.
So. Even in what really kind of reminded me of Goonies, because I watched it not too long ago, but every time, especially in the first episode, and Wim finds what he thinks is the Jedi temple entrance. Yeah. And every time they go back to it, and even when they're in the ship a few times, they play kind of like this little special music. And it's kind of similar to what happens in Goonies every time Sean Astin's character is talking about, the pirate treasure, and, when they're on the boat and he meets One-Eyed Willie. The droid reminds me of One-Eyed Willie with eye gone. But I just thought that was kind of cool. It just really reminded me of Goonies.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like you've got something that it's almost like a musical cue. There's something here that is
Mhm.
important to what's going on, and we're going to cue it with that music. Which, by the way, music was amazing. The music was great. Of course, I know it's
Isn't
not.
it? It's Michael Jacinto or Jacinto. How do you
Yeah.
say his name? Son,
Giacchino
right?
or
Giacchino.
Giacchino.
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
I always forget how to say his last name.
It's his son or brother?
Yeah, his son.
Son.
I know
Mick.
that. Yeah, I know it was his son. Yeah.
Yeah, Mick.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, wow,
There you go.
runs in the family. But yeah, music was
Yeah.
great.
Music was amazing. Did we catch the Force theme whenever Jude Law's character
Yeah.
pulled the keys? It was just real subtle, but it was there.
Mm-hmm.
So when he
And I'm saying it right now, he is not a Jedi. I think he's just a Force user.
Yeah.
I think that's. I actually saw an interview with him. I forget who he was with. Maybe Kimmel, Jimmy Kimmel,
Mhm.
and he said, "So is he a Jedi?" And he said, "I can't say." And he said,
Yeah.
"You can't say because you don't know." He said, "No, I'm not allowed to say. I know, I'm just not allowed to say." So even he's not pulling a Tom Holland. He's being very tight-lipped about things, which is fine. That's great.
Right.
That's good.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they have NDAs for a reason.
So
Exactly.
I love
And
it.
I think he
because-
said in one other interview that he's not what he seems to be or something like that.
so he may be a Force sensitive, but
Mhm.
he's a pirate instead of a Jedi. And-
Maybe it could be something where like he was training to be a Jedi, something happened and he switched to being a pirate or something. Like maybe he was a youngling and then maybe he was kidnapped by pirates or something. I mean, I don't know. Or he could
maybe
just be a
was
Force
too
user.
old and wasn't allowed into the academy.
too.
And
Yeah.
He was
It was
a
like
youngling.
Anakin.
He was a youngling, and his master was killed by Hondo, and he was raised by Hondo.
Almost like a Guardians a little bit.
Yeah,
Sort
yeah.
of similar.
Got a Yondu kind of vibe going on, and we get to see Hondo.
Hondo, Yondu. I mean,
live
come
action.
on.
That would make
Come
my
Hondo
day.
will not be in this. I think John Watts said Hondo is not in this.
Man,
Well, if he's got an NDA, of course he's going to say that. Debbie, well, actually, Debbie's our insider, so she would know, actually.
Oh yeah.
No, that's for Marvel.
Oh yeah, that is Marvel.
Well, Lucasfilm needs to hire Debbie as an insider.
Dave Filoni, if you're watching, give me a call tomorrow. Let me know.
Which we know you
Hondo's
are.
in this. So we know you do watch. So
Hit us up.
if he's in this, give me a call tomorrow. Let me know. Shoot me a message on Instagram, whatever.
David's people will give your people, his number.
Well,
and
my
everything,
people call your people. We'll do lunch.
I'll get my
or something.
secretary, which is Debbie, to reach out to you, and
Let's think. What else was so good in this?
What wasn't good in this, to be honest?
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, even the Old Republic credits, even though they're gold. Pirates have gold.
Yeah.
And they look an awful lot like your shirt there, John. They had the.
Where did you get that old shirt? I saw it first.
And we had the little fairy guy too. That's going to be another little marketing thing.
Mm-hmm.
The little tiny thing that wanted the money for transporting them from the ship.
Ewoks.
It wasn't an Ewok.
That wasn't.
I said it's from the movie Ewoks. The Ewok movies. Yes. Yes, the
I
little.
have to go back and watch it now. I don't think so.
Don't put yourself through that. Go back to when we did our review. Actually, those are longer than the movies, I think. Then you just watch the movies.
It's. I think it's in I don't know which movie it was in because I tried to forget.
It was in the Battle of Endor. I know what you're talking about.
But yeah, pull up a picture of one of those things from the movie, look at it, and tell me that is not the same
I'm
animal.
looking.
I'm the research guy. I'm looking.
I got it. I'm already on it. I am on it. I'm trying to find a picture of it anyway. Because that's one of those things. I watch the Ewok movies at least once a year. I'm very much like you with the where I try to take it in at least once a year, and I would have recognized that. I
haven't watched them since we did our reviews on them.
I would have been all over that one. I can't find a picture of it.
You know what? I made the mistake of waiting last minute to watch these episodes, so I didn't have time to watch like a Easter egg breakdown or anything.
Well, that's probably good, because then you don't get spoiled.
Oh, I meant like after the episodes.
Oh.
I usually like to watch like new rock stars or Star Wars Explained as like a Easter egg breakdown.
Andrew was probably on his phone driving home from Chick-fil-A going, okay, I gotta finish this.
Yeah. Oh, I never watch on my phone. I can't do that.
You know what? That's why he was late, because he wasn't at Chick-fil-A. No. He was downstairs watching the shows. He was trying to catch up.
I was able to get him in before dinner. I got him in. You know what? I got him in because they were short episodes. Episode 2 was only like 25 minutes. If it was 40, 50, I wouldn't have gotten it in. So.
I thought it was longer. I thought it was like 39.
Well, without credits.
40 had 10 minutes of credits.
Right. I was going to say the first episode is like 38 or 40 minutes without credits. And then this episode 2 was 25 without credits. So there's like 7 minutes of credits, which is crazy for a TV show. That's movie length.
That's still my main gripe about these episodes is just make them an hour long.
There was a rumor before the
minutes. I don't care.
There was a rumor. Now this hasn't. I can't say this is 100% true because we only know the runtime for the first 3. But I think it was like episode 4 or 5 was like 17 minutes without credits. And I'm like 17 minutes. There's no way that's true.
What's the point?
I'm like
that's a YouTube show.
Yeah,
exactly. So I hope that's not true. I really do hope that's just a rumor.
Our show that week is going to be short because we're going to
because nothing will have happened in that episode.
15 minutes. That's like we go 4 times that long on our show. We will have been able to talk about every. We could have gone frame by frame. Show.
We could be one of those podcasts that does like minute by minute for like a movie or a show. We can do that for the episode.
That's craziness.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know if that's true or not because there was no official report. It was just.
We got 8 episodes of this?
I think so. Yeah.
Yes.
So it was like. So we'll get to like episode 6. There's going to be a flashback episode with Jude Law's character, and then, that's my episode 5 or 6 is going to probably be flashback. I'm sure.
Flashback episodes.
Yeah, they seem to do that. But I don't know. They gave us 2 with Acolyte, so we'll see. Well, they gave us the same episode, but twice. But I digress.
From a certain point of view.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Gotta clarify there. Certain points of view.
Yeah.
But,
do you think we return to the home planet this season, or do you think they're setting up for another season?
I'm hoping. My guess would be that they're probably going to do this to where this season could be self-contained, to where if it does bad, if it does poorly, then they can say, okay, well, we're only going to do 1 season, and nobody's going to be mad. But if it does well, they're going to do it like A New Hope. If it does poorly, it's 1 movie and it's not a big deal.
There's also the chance that they possibly shoot made up shot in 2 endings. One ending is like a self-contained, they return to the planet, everyone's happy, and the second one where it's like we're this close, but we're gonna bring in season 2, and
they do a last minute edit the last week if like ratings go up or something.
Well, I've seen that to where they've shot things to where they've shot 2 separate endings in case the show gets canceled. Well, we can finish it here and it'll be fine. Nobody will care. Or, hey, we've been renewed for a 2nd season, which honestly, they could go several seasons with this.
Yeah.
And if it's happening in the Mandoverse, like they say it is,
These kids could appear in other shows.
I was going to say, why would it
Yeah.
not appear in The Mandalorian? Or we already know we're getting
Potential
another Ahsoka. You know, we're getting other stuff from this universe. Mandalorian and Grogu movies coming up. We got Mando season 4 coming up. We've got Ahsoka.
The Mando Grogu movie.
That one's the Mandalorian and Grogu. That one's what, next year, right? Or a year after?
26
year after next. So,
well, and it would be great not just for Star Wars, but for Disney Plus if this has viewership go up each week. Because then, you had your last show, Agatha, for Marvel. Each week it increased. So if they can have that for this show, if word of mouth can get around and have a lot of people, then by the time the finale comes around, the numbers could just be crazy. So, which would be good. I'd like for that to happen.
The one thing that gives me hope for this show, as far as like the fandom goes, is the normal loud voices that we've seen from the other shows that have been knocking everything. They seem either positive or quiet.
I haven't seen anything like
even
overly negative. Not like that.
Even your typical shows that are normally super negative about anything Star Wars do. They have been, and I'm not going to name any names, but they've been super quiet as far as negative reviews or anything like that. It could change.
There are some people that do it just for rage bait. Like there are some people that are just negative to be negative, but
I have not seen a lot of even the rage baiters, like the typical rage baiters that I haven't really seen. It could change within the next couple of weeks.
Right.
You could be some saying they're showing too much of the little girl. They're feminist. Because
remember that's what it was like with the Acolyte. After when the premiere happened, it was pretty positive, and then it kept going on.
And then episode 3 happened, and it was like, what did you do?
So this next Wednesday or Tuesday,
Tuesday, I think.
Tuesday will determine the course.
Who
we need episode 3 to be good.
That was awful. But
man.
Yeah, that was episode 3. Acolyte was just kind of ruined it for me. I mean, 4, 5. The rest of them past that were better.
Good. I'd say okay to good.
That was bad really early on. So
I think they're gonna add like a musical scene in one of the episodes for Skeleton Crew where the kids are singing. They're having the good time in the ship.
Are they gonna do an all musical episode?
All musical. That would be it. Yeah. Maybe have a rock anthem playing at over the end credits versus
the one episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer where everyone just sings.
They did it in Strange New Worlds last season. They had a musical episode.
It worked in Strange New Worlds. Oddly enough, that was actually a fun episode.
I didn't like it.
They had an in-universe reason for why everyone was singing.
I didn't like it. Any show, singing
Klingons.
I didn't. Any other episode I like of Strange New Worlds, that one I did not care for it. I don't care for any show when they do a musical episode. Buffy wasn't too bad.
What about the Scrubs one? That was a good one.
I don't know.
Oh, did you not watch Scrubs? I love Scrubs.
Episodes here and there. I don't think I've watched it all the way through. But yeah. I mean, Grey's Anatomy did it, and I hated it. They did an episode where they sang, and I was like, why? That makes no sense whatsoever. I don't like it. I feel like they're jumping the shark when they do that.
Well, see, I didn't mind it in Strange New Worlds because at least they had an in-universe reason for when they just do it to be like, now we're suddenly singing. So that's why it worked in Buffy, is there was a reason why everyone was singing when they're just like, okay, we're just going to do an episode where everyone sings for no reason.
Right. Yeah, like if you're going to do it, at least make it make sense, even if I don't like it.
That's why Scrubs was I think they had a girl that had a brain tumor, and she could only hear people in song. Now there was stuff happening like when she wasn't around and they were talking and it was regular, but anytime she was listening to them, they were singing at each other. So
Well, just like in the Marvels,
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
where they had to sing that planet that they only sing.
they
I
only
Oh,
spoke
that's
in
right.
song.
didn't
Yeah.
particularly care for that either.
I
Funny
didn't
just
story.
mind it. I-
Funny story. I
It
used
was
to
all
work
right,
at
but I don't like it.
I used to work at a college, and I was in the clean the different dorm rooms, the different classrooms, and stuff like that. And over the summer, they would have show choir there, and it was like walking through an actual musical, because you'd be walking through campus and you'd see a group of people over here just suddenly burst into song for like no reason. Just okay.
Don't get me wrong, because I love musicals. I love me a good
Hey.
musical.
I just saw Wicked on Sunday, and I loved it. And I'm not typically a musical guy, but I enjoyed
I'll
the
wait till
songs.
that comes to streaming.
I have no desire.
I walked in. I thought it was the new. I thought it was Wicked, like the new John Wick movie.
Yeah, I
And
saw that.
so, you know,
I saw that. What was it? What was the other one he was going to go see?
I
Uh,
can't remember now. I just remember the Wicked.
oh, glad I ate her. Was the,
Yeah,
was the prequel to Hannibal and
Yes, yeah.
Silence of the Lambs. Glad I ate her.
Oh man.
Yeah, I saw that. Ha ha ha. I watch TikTok too, you know.
You're with the times, you know.
I'm with it. I'm hip.
And now it's time for me to go. Next, Debbie's gonna say this stream is lit, and now I'm gonna have to go. Oh, okay.
Word.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're just trying not to act too sus, brah. Bet.
Right. That's a little past my age, right? That's like my cousins, right?
I'm talking like my son talks, so whatever.
Yeah.
Debbie, did we miss anything tonight?
Now my daughter pointed this out, but I noticed it too when I watched it, and I think there was quite a few people, at least on TikTok, who mentioned this. And this is when the two girls are in their garage and the rival racers come up. And the main guy looked like a very young Adam Driver.
Oh,
I thought that too. I took me a second. I was like, "Is that?" Yeah, I saw that.
And actually, I think his name, and I love me American Graffiti, but supposedly his name is the Harrison Ford character's name.
Oh,
I saw a post of that.
Name is that or something like that.
Yeah.
They even had a Mel's Diner in there, basically, in this.
Mm-hmm.
and let me tell you, those bikes looked fun. Now, why didn't they have those bikes on Tatooine in the Book of Boba Fett instead of the little
I know.
the
Mopeds.
the Power Ranger mopeds? Those bikes fit in Star Wars. Those little speeder bikes that they have, they fit. They make sense. They are worn. They are used.
Well,
they don't look like they're brand new.
And what it made me think of is if anybody remembers, any of the old Legends stories and Legends books, the swoop bikes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I want one. They look like they're a lot of fun.
What was funny is
to invent one.
when the girls were in the garage working on the bikes, and and they're like, "We need this new part and money or whatever," and then the girls walking back to her house, and it's big. I'm like, "What? You're obviously rich. Why can't you? You can afford the part." And then when it was like, and then you find out it's a secret. I was like, "Okay, that makes sense."
I was gonna say because Mom doesn't know what we're doing.
So I was like, "You are clearly could afford it," but then I was like, "Okay."
Who was that mom? Who was? She was like the.
She's the undersecretary. Her name's Farah.
No. I want the actress because she looks familiar to me.
Yeah.
And I didn't. I meant to look her up, but I didn't. She looks very familiar, and I was just like, God, I know her from somewhere, and I can't peg her. But
I was going to say we do have a fan question. If you want to get into that, and then one kind of, it's not necessarily a fan question, but I had asked people what they thought of the premiere Skeleton Crew, and we got a response for that from the Science Fictionary podcast,
Nice.
which is part of the Red 5 Network. Great
Ooh, Red 5, I
podcast.
know that group.
I also put a poll up on our YouTube community page.
Whoa. Wow, we got all kinds of stuff. Okay. Debbie, you go first.
Yeah, we'll let, yeah.
And I can't believe, I don't know what's wrong with people, but I put the question was, what did you think of the 2-episode premiere of Skeleton Crew? Loved it or no, it's not for me. And it's 50-50.
Wow.
What the hell is wrong with you people?
Wow.
I think a lot of people might look at it and think like, oh, it's just for kids.
Yeah. And
they might think
get
like,
that.
it's for kids. Yeah.
Did your daughter watch this?
Yes, mine did. She loved it.
Yeah.
In fact, I specifically said Lily because we've been going through the Clone Wars off and on, and I'm wanting to show her Rogue One. That's the next one of the movies we haven't seen yet. Because she loves Vader. Vader's her favorite character. Vader and Captain Rex are her 2 favorite characters.
That's a good pair right there.
How old is she?
She is 10.
Okay. Yeah.
She's 10.
That's a good age.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You still got a couple more years before she hates you, so we're good.
Yeah. But Star Wars is not her favorite series.
No. That's
Right.
fine. That's all good.
Her favorite right now is How to Train Your Dragon.
Okay.
Oh,
that's
was
good.
a live action coming out too, doesn't it?
Yeah. She lost her tiny little mind when she saw these.
It looks great. It looks great.
Yeah.
Like obviously Disney has not had a good track record with theirs, but Universal looks like they're doing it the right way. Like I don't think it's needed. I don't think it's needed, but it looks good.
No, they do a good job. And I saw they did a side-by-side of Hiccup first meeting Toothless for the live action with the animated version, and like beat for beat is the exact same thing. The way Hiccup puts his hand on Toothless' nose and turning the head.
And they got Gerard Butler to play the dad. He voiced the dad.
They
got him. So it's nice.
I've never seen those movies.
I think I saw
them.
I've seen
all of them, including the TV shows and the spin-offs.
I think
my sister loves them.
My daughter is upset. She
went one or two of them once, and then I think I might have seen a couple of the episodes of the show. But
my daughter went as Astrid for Halloween this year.
I wanted to watch Shrek this weekend, and I couldn't find it on streaming anywhere.
It's not on Netflix.
Physical media.
I think he's hinting at something. I could be wrong.
Blu-rays.
Andrew, what's our
all right.
what is you've got a fan question and what else?
Reply to what you thought of the premiere.
Oh, right. Give us
from the Science Fictionary podcast. He said, a much needed injection of fun back into the Star Wars universe.
I'll buy that. This has definitely been fun. I credit it a lot to the lead kid. I think he's doing a bang on job. I mean, he's acting like an 8-year-old or a 10-year-old or however old this kid is. Just running around. I want to have an adventure.
Oh,
Oh my!
Oh no!
I don't know what just happened.
My mom.
Hang on! Don't go anywhere. I don't know. It does that.
I was looking at a completely different tab, and I thought I was frozen, and then I was promoted for like 2 seconds.
It bumped everybody, so even I got bumped, which is really weird. But whatever. Yeah, like I said, I think he's doing a bang up job, and I hope it carries on. So, yes, quit.
Yeah, I think all the kids are doing a really good job. We haven't heard a whole lot from KB, but
I like her. No. So for her, I look at her as like an introvert. She's very introverted. I think that's probably why she wears the visor and everything. And with her playing, because when she had it up when she was looking at the bike, and she's trying to figure out what's going on. But then those kids showed up, and the first thing she did was popped it down.
Yeah.
She had it up when she was looking at the little animals in the pirate thing, and when she stepped away from him, she put it down. I'm guessing she's somewhat introverted, and maybe
Debbie just thought of something.
Uh-oh.
I saw the light
it was
bulb.
Easter egg, those little fluffy birds. I don't know what they're called.
Okay.
Oh,
Michael Jackson, Captain EO.
I'll buy
That's what the bird is. It's from Captain EO. Yeah. I think her visor. Yeah. I think her visor lets her, because she's obviously mechanical,
right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think her visor lets her see circuits or whatever.
Well, and that's kind of what I was thinking too. But the fact that she was looking at her when she was trying to figure out what was wrong with the bike, she wasn't using it. It wasn't until those kids pulled up that she flipped it down.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what kind of led me to believe that, okay, maybe this is kind of, she's very introverted. Maybe this kind of helps her not be as socially awkward with her introversion or whatever. And so her not saying much, and we don't get a whole lot from her, if her character is like that, that's why that makes sense. But I mean, we're 2 episodes in. Maybe I'm wrong. So we'll see. So, but again, if she is introverted, man, she's pulling it off great. So,
yeah.
All right, Andrew, what's our question?
So our fan question this week comes from Clayton, who's one of the co-hosts of the Star Wars Alliance podcast.
Okay.
His question is, Katie, who is the other co-host, Katie and I had a lot of tinfoil hat theories about some small Easter eggs in the show. Do you guys think Jude Law's character is initially a plant in order to get the kids to lure the pirates to Atten?
No,
because he got mutinied.
I think he got mutinied, and I think he's like like in Rogue One. They had the pilot there when they caught Andor
maybe to lure for sure him. For sure.
I don't think
maybe he's got some pirate friends. I don't know.
I think he was the pirate leader. He messed up one too many times. They said, "Okay, we're done with you," and somebody else is going to be in charge. And he was in the brig, and they just happened to run into him there.
And there was the opening scene. Had a great parallel to New Hope.
I was gonna say, I like that they had the words, on the.
They haven't done that for a while. Yeah. I think we saw it in Solo, but I don't think the thing with it is, and this is really bothering me, is they haven't done, or that I've noticed, and usually I try to take notice of this, is we haven't seen a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away in a long time.
Yeah.
I think it was on Rogue One, and I know it was on all the sequel trilogy.
Yeah.
I don't think Solo had it though.
No, I think they're wanting to keep that as like the traditional crawl and the long time ago in a galaxy.
But they didn't do it. But they didn't do it with Rogue One. That was
something that is strictly for the sagas. Yeah.
But again, Rogue One had it, but it just wasn't.
Yeah.
They didn't have a crawl, and they didn't have and it wasn't really a I mean,
didn't Acolyte do that though? So they did something.
No.
Was it episode 1? I thought they did something similar.
I hope, but
they did a crawl, right? Didn't they do a crawl for like episode 1? I thought they did.
Even if, but with Solo didn't do Solo did kind of a crawl, and they did the words at the beginning because they were explaining, we've got
Yeah.
these gangs on
Yeah.
Corellia and blah blah blah. And they're running
Actually, I
away.
think Acolyte did what Skeleton Crew did. It wasn't like a crawl; it was like a slide of.
Yeah.
I think that's what I could be wrong.
I
Still
did
wondering
like
about
how they explained kind of like what was going on in the wider galaxy with the New Republic and the pirates and stuff like that. So you at least got you're going into it blind. You're going into it like, okay, this is the time period we're in. This is what's going on in the wider galaxy. These are the issues that are going on, and then you go right into a pirate attack.
Oh, so good. So exciting.
Yeah.
Pirates.
I love the little tubes that shot out and crashed. Yeah, the board. Almost like the planks for the typical pirate ship to go across to board the other ship.
Well, you even had swinging pirates going across the ship.
Well, and you even had callbacks to A New Hope, because if you like with the pirates, standing with the crew of the other ship that was being boarded, standing behind, waiting for the pirates to come through, was just like on the Tantive 4 with the rebel soldiers waiting for the Imperials to come through.
He even said the line. He said, "This is just a cargo ship. If this is a cargo ship,
this is a consular ship. Yeah.
If this is a cargo ship, why is your thing ray shield?
Why is your vault magnetically sealed?
Yes. Yeah. I got that too. I'm like watching. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's like episode.
It's a new.
It's like episode 4.
Wow.
It's A New Hope.
Okay, fine. So they did put some member berries in there. Okay, fine. Whatever.
To quote George Lucas, it's like
poetry.
It's
it all
poetry.
rhymes.
Rhymes.
Yeah, where's Cam at? He's the one that always brings that up. Poetry, it flows together. Cam, if you're watching, we need you back here for poetry.
Yeah.
So, anyway, was that it for our questions there, Andrew?
Yes.
Okay. Debbie, what's our shameless plugs? Do we have any shameless plugs for tonight?
Tomorrow, I believe we have Federation Friday over on the Geek and I podcast channel. I'm assuming we have
Snackame.
I cannot get that word. I'm sorry. I think we're having that. Saturday Geek Gauntlet. Sunday over on Cam in Focus channel here on YouTube, they are talking about Stargate, which I hope to make that show.
I'm planning on being on that one because I'm going to sit down and watch it. Oh, so good.
Did you see? I don't know if you saw. I found it. Someone was asking where it was streaming, like if you didn't own it, and I found it on YouTube.
It's on YouTube?
Yeah, there was like a 4K version of the movie on YouTube. So I shared it. I shared it in the chat. Well, yeah, there's ads, but I mean,
I missed that because otherwise,
but if you don't, it's not streaming anywhere for free. So I mean, you could rent it somewhere. But
no, I own the DVD.
I have that on physical.
Oh, so you have that. But you don't have Shrek. Okay.
Physical media, Andrew.
All right. Good.
Yeah,
good. You can see I just have a few movies
back and
myself.
bite you in the butt now.
Right. Oh no, I'm not saying I don't have it. There was someone else in the group that didn't have it, and I was like, well, you can watch it here for free.
So that's Sunday at 9 Eastern. Monday we are MCU Monday. We are doing Daredevil episode 2.
3.
Oh, 3.
Hey, What If starts soon, right? Season 3.
What If starts on the 11th, I believe.
Ooh,
and they're doing an episode a day for that as well, like they did last year.
I saw them finish season 2.
Yeah, it was rough. Anyway, sorry, Debbie.
Captain Britain season 2.
Captain Carter.
That's not Captain Britain. That is not Brian Braddock.
Oh, I'm sorry. Captain Carter.
There's only one Captain Britain.
And that's Henry Cavill.
Brian Braddock.
Oh, Lordy.
Sorry.
Tuesday, Sith Dominion over on the Sith Dominion channel. Don't know what they're talking about. I have not seen the outline. And
Cool.
then I'll let John do Wednesday.
We'll let John.
Wednesday.
Okay.
Wednesday
go ahead.
is War of the Stars, and this week we are going to be doing our character crave on Chewbacca. So we're going to be doing our look at Chewbacca. We just did our lore episode on the basically it's a holiday special, but it was more especially Life Day. That was a lot of fun doing that. So we're going to be doing that. It comes out Wednesday here on Feast of Fandoms.
Very cool. Andrew, do you have anything?
Yeah, kind of. I guess he had already announced this. So, pending any delays, this coming Sunday, I'll be on the Dingus Den YouTube channel. You guys know Spencer. We had him on for Agatha a couple weeks ago. That's his channel, show the Dingus Den. We'll be doing episodes 1 and 2 of Creature Commandos. So I believe it'll be same time as Cam Show 9. So I'll have to miss that. It's okay.
He didn't want to watch Stargate anyway.
Yeah, just like,
you've never seen it, have you?
I have not. No.
Oh my god!
I was not.
What is wrong with you?
But here's the thing. What I'm going to plan to do is like I'm going to watch it and then do a little few-minute review that I can give to Cam so he can, or I may just write my thoughts in the chat so Cam can read them. So
Okay.
I'll like
You're
participate, but I won't be on live if that makes sense.
We're talking about peak James Spader here.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, I know my sister's seen it and it was good.
And
So,
Kurt Russell.
Kurt Russell. Mm-hmm.
yeah, so I mean, my plan is even if I'm not going to be on his show, to always watch the movies. Like the first one we did, Gods of Egypt, that movie was awful, and I probably will never watch it again. But you know, it was bad, and I honestly had never. I mean, it was just.
I think I owned that movie at some point. I never watched.
Well, you wasted your money, sir.
No, I didn't. I got it for free. I got it. In like
okay, you did not waste your money, sir.
I got a bunch of demo stuff and said, "Here, can you review this?" And then I never did. And I never watched it.
Yeah, our biggest the thing that made us laugh the most is it's ancient Egypt, and Gerard Butler is playing an Egyptian god, a Scottish guy.
Yeah,
it's just like no one was Egyptian in the movie, which was just hilarious. None of the main characters.
And thank God we've got Chewie. She's behind you. We were wondering if she was going to make an appearance tonight.
There were bets on if I was going to show up first or Chewie.
Yeah. My shameless plug is every day from December 1st, which was 4 days ago, to December the 24th. I'm doing a live build right here on Feast of Fandoms. I'm doing for the Star Wars Advent Calendar, Lego Star Wars Advent Calendar. I'm opening a package a day. And we've had an X-Wing, we've had a TIE fighter, we've had a couple of minifigs.
I haven't seen today's yet. No spoilers.
Okay, so I won't. It was a great.
I've seen all of them up till today.
So
yeah,
I'm just on for like 4 or 5 minutes. It's not a huge.
Well, you have the chat on these times.
I always have the chat on.
The first one said the chat was turned off.
Oh, really? I don't even know how to turn the chat off. How's that?
I don't know.
But according to my,
I went on to the backside and I was like, it says comments are on, but yeah, when you watch it, it says comments were turned off.
Well, according to my chocolate advent calendar, there's 3 days till Christmas. So,
well, that's just because you've been diving into the chocolate early.
I would be doing the same thing.
Yeah.
I have a little something called patience and restraint.
You can't eat Legos, so
you're right, but I kind of like Legos, so
Really? I didn't know.
No.
I didn't. I just
Me and my
thought you
daughter
were
have been
casual.
working on a Star Wars Lego set, the Yoda
Nice.
Starfighter.
Oh,
Oh,
I got
nice.
all the starfighters over there somewhere. They're in
Yeah.
fact, you see the ring right
Oh.
there. They're
Mhm.
all over there.
I got a couple of these.
All my Lego sets are up on my desk, so you can't see them. All my big ones.
So, all right. Well, that is going to do it for us tonight. Everybody have a great rest of your week. Have an awesome weekend. We will see all of you next week right here on Feast of Fandom. Hit the like and subscribe. Hit the little bell for
Live long and
notifications.
prosper.
Oh, shush. Don't forget to visit us on all of our social medias. And we.
That sucked. I can't believe the Gathering Shadow was Senate redistricting.
Worst cosmic wars ever. I will only see it 3 more times. Today.